Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh to our brothers and sisters in our international communities. I would like to introduce you to our broadcast called Seven's Word Broadcast. We are based in Somaliland, the city called Hargeisa, and with Diaspora's returnees, holla back. Welcome to our show. Please enjoy yourself, and let me show you what we got for you. Interesting topics. Fire! Holla back. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. We are back with Seven's Word
Podcast.
My man Ahmed. Holla back.
It's been a while.
Indeed.
I was away on a highly classified mission, but I'm back.
I heard the kids put you in a boot and said, Daddy, you with us?
I was kidnapped. But good, you were gone yourself. What have you been up to?
Oh, yes. I've been, yes, after our last episode that we did with the international communities with Laura and Daniel, I've been away on a conference, secret conference. It was amazing. Met people around the world.
Secret, also highly classified?
Highly classified. Now Abdurrahman Era is our president. Things will come out what I'm up to. Now things will be coming to the opening, but we will get into it in a little bit. The most important point is an eye-opener. The conference that I seen was something else. And then I flew out with my business partner to Doha. We've been invited by the sheikhs. And again, don't want to use no names, just let you know how big these people are over there. And my life been really changed since then, brother.
Are we talking about
Doha in the house?
Arab money?
Arab money. Now, you know what I loved about Doha, to be honestly, I salute them for the wealth they have. They kept the dagan, they kept the culture, they kept identity, they kept the Islam up. You can find no pork in the whole country. There's no pork, everything halal. McDonald's, all the big chains has to bring halal food to the country, brother. And the standard is amazing.
Isn't that every Islamic
when I was in Dubai, in the airport, brother, they see pork and...
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never seen it.
You can buy anything in Dubai, you know? And in Doha had all the big the big hotels. The white people drink alcohol there. You don't see Islamic people moving around like in Dubai and other places, you know? Like, it's really amazing. And what I love, the standard is so high. The country is so clean. The government is so well. And they love us, Somali Limo. They love Somalis, you know? They love Somalis in general. They like us Islamic people. And I've been there with my business partners. We had many meetings. And I've been, again, invited for round 2. We have to do some work now, especially with our new presidency and things being very stable in Somaliland. Like, we took another name from that. And you know, one thing I would like to say, brother, you know, when I was away, including my own family, everybody was worried about Somaliland. Fear factor, we might call it. They was very worried about it. Everybody was thinking about this is going to be the most difficult election that we've been through in our history of Somaliland. And on top of that, it was very tribalist. People was really talking nonsense online. Like, I have to really say there was a propaganda agenda, you know?
Hatred was being...
Hatred being used, TikTok being used, Facebook being used. And when I was outside the country, I started got worrying because what I see on my phone and my network around the world, that people start worrying. And you tell us, as an insider, brother, you've been here.
Come on, bro. I haven't left it a day. I was here through it all, and all I want to say is the dawn of a new era, new beginning, turning point.
A new turning point, dawn of an era is a new beginning.
It was a beautiful election, smooth.
That's how I felt when I came back. Even what my closest family members told me in Somaliland, they say smooth as... It couldn't get smoother than that. There was a little issues I heard with polling stations, etc., but there's no nation that's perfect, you know?
There was nothing mentioned. It was not worth mentioning. It was really smooth. It was beautiful. And there were obviously international observers. There were ambassadors from all over the world observing the elections. It was something else. And it seems like every election we have is always better than the one before.
Yes, because 17, I was here in 17, brother. In 17, it was a different atmosphere, you know. It was more chaotic, more crazy, and it was more one-sided. You know, everybody knew Kulmi is going to win it somehow. And this one, the people talked. People wanted to change. The opposition party, especially, had something to prove. They lost.
True.
So it would be the third time in a row they're losing it. So
No, second.
Second time in a row they're losing it. They had to prove something, and they spent a lot of money, and they put a big team together. And unfortunately, Kalmio lost a lot of their big dogs last minute. Changed to Wadani, because Wadani was a movement, But I would like to talk again about the fear factor. It's very important to me.
Yeah, the propaganda that was being spread and fake news. Fake news.
Yes.
Literally fake news.
It was the worst thing that could happen to us. Is something is going well and amazing. The machine is up and running, well-oiled. Everything is going well. But people from other ethnicity or other parts of Somalia, not Somaliland, had a different agenda. Their agenda, I felt like, was like, Darkala Skuduri means like sending the people against each other.
Yeah.
Hatred, tribalism.
Yeah, it affected the fabric of society.
Yes, it did. People start believing it. What Dani and Abdurrahman era will take us back to the Somalia era.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. It will never happen, And things like this, the agenda was, these people have different agenda. They took money from Darod, they took money from Famachi, All of these hatreds and these propagandas being sent against Wadani didn't help the purpose of the election. Sure. It actually created more instability and more worrying because
it affected the economy as well.
Everybody got scary financially. It was the worst 6 months.
Devaluation of the currency, it took a dive.
It took 20%, it went up, Yeah. Now 25% is more difficult for the people to buy in local currency because not most people earn in dollars. We are very privileged. Most people make their money in shillings. Vegetable sellers, farmers, petrol stations.
Affects them the most.
Yes, them affects most. If there's currency exchange issues, because they're losing 20 to 30% of the value of the money. So this election had a lot of effect of the living costs on our people through the fear factor. All the big businessmen didn't want to import nothing.
At the end of the day, we recovered quickly.
Let's go 2 steps back, please. What is happening on the ground at the election and the days before? Can you give us a detailed update? Because what we've seen online was clearly
during
fake.
The election?
Yeah, the last week. Let's talk about the last week, brother. Because even the week before, there was a shooting in down to Arab people. But it was not a shooting. It was just like people playing with guns. And people online made it like to a shooting. When people
young
celebrate.
Kids, they get very excited.
And they start putting a couple of gunshots in the air just for excitement, like the Wild Wild West. And people...
But nothing really violent or anything.
It was out of excitement. And they was very happy. And what happened is in the international communities and in the news outlets, they used it as there was something dodgy going on. And propaganda, yeah. And these kids being arrested immediately the same night as well, by the way. And they're being in imprisonment because they was creating happiness for them, but for the nation was creating unrest.
True.
Nobody wants to hear gunshots when there's elections.
True.
But nothing else happening in that week.
No, not at all.
Nothing else. In a city where 1.2 million people live.
The rallies, the parties were holding during the days or weeks leading up to the elections.
Okay.
It was amazing. People wearing the colors of their party, banners, flyers, stickers, hats,
Yes,
the whole shebang.
The online. Orange and green and yellow. Orange and green and yellow.
Each day was a different party.
Correct.
People celebrating in the streets.
Maybe we should give the political party system a quick explanation. There's 3 parties.
Sure.
Please give us the 3 introductions and the colors.
It is always like 10 parties, or how do you call it? Political parties trying to compete to be the 3 parties
who have the opportunity to run for election.
Exactly, for the presidential election.
So from 10, it gets closed down to 3.
Yes. And those 3 get the license to operate for 10 years.
Correct. Could you tell me the 3 political parties who was running for the last election?
Yeah, the 3 main parties were, of course, the ruling party, Kulmiya.
With Musa Bihi
as the president. And Wadani, main opposition party.
Fantastic.
The main contender. And then you had
Abdurrahman Era, who is the president who right now won.
The president-elect, yes.
Correct.
Yes. Congratulations, by the way, Mr. President.
Alhamdulillah. My man and Wadani, you put it all off together. And again, it was not just a movement by one person, it was the whole country. He won by a landslide.
It was really a landslide.
So sorry, let's go back. The 3rd party is the Green Party, correct?
It's called the Party of Welfare and Justice Party.
But
run by Faisal Al-Warabe.
Correct.
It's kind of like the independent party in America. It doesn't have really. It didn't really have much influence in the political aspect,
the
political environment.
Mm-hmm.
But the main two contenders were Kulmiya and Wadani. Okay. And Wadani won.
Wadani won.
So is a new dawn.
I totally agree with you. I would like to...
And it's for 5 years.
Correct.
Yeah.
The next coming of 5 years, he's been taking the office on the 13th of December. And he's putting, right now as we're speaking, his team together. But let's go a little bit back more, because...
Keep going back.
I still have a bad taste. You know why I have a bad taste, brother? That our people from outside the country, especially the diaspora communities, don't have belief in their own nation. They believe a little TikToker, 16 years old, 20 years old, lives in Germany or lives in Bosaso or Mogadishu, or maybe in Addis, or maybe in America. God knows where he's hiding. It's just putting his agenda and his propaganda
especially
with no
with
facts.
TikTok nowadays.
Yes,
TikTok.
no facts, no connections, no network. And people like us, we are connected to this country. We are connected to the elite. We have people that we can call up and find out things firsthand. And unfortunately, you should stop supporting this kind of agendas and propagandas and unsubscribe, because it's not good for your health. I had to tell my own mother, my mom was giving me questions I couldn't understand. She was saying 3 days ago, Saad Muslim will make a civil war. They will not accept it.
That was the narrative.
The narrative, The people saying from the UK and everywhere.
Or the other party, if they would lose.
Correct.
Yeah.
They would do the same about, people forgot is we are one nation with 5 million people. You have... Asag is the majority, and then you have other tribes, like from Aglo State, Samaron, highly intelligent people, highly educated people, always at the Vice Presidency. So there is 5 million people that has something to lose, who don't have diaspora passports like most of the people who live outside and watching these propaganda channels and supporting them. These people have something to lose. These people built something in the last 30 years and they don't want to ruin it. So I would like to talk to you about the statistics of the last 9 elections that we had.
Yeah, this was the...
Since 2003?
The last 2 elections we had were double elections. Especially this one was presidential elections and party elections. And then the one before that was the municipality elections and the parliament elections. So double elections.
This was a double election where...
So it makes it ninth elections.
In total. This was the most feared one from all of them.
Yeah.
Going all the way back to 2003 when Hargeisa didn't exist.
It was bad. But what I like is, as soon as it was over, the most hardcore people were like congratulating the new president.
I don't want to take that away, brother, but I want the people to understand how we've been observed, how difficult people call this election, how challenging it was for these leaderships to keep things together the way it is. And again, we have to explain this is not Somalia, this is not Djibouti, this is not Ethiopia, this is called Somaliland. We are a total separate entity, and these people are mashallah tabarakallah. I have the biggest respect to them. What these people are achieving and putting together is something else. Guys, listen to me again.
You know what's funny? Can I add something funny? The third party called U'id, he said one funny thing. He said, if I win the election, I'll change the name of the country from Somaliland to the Republic of Horn of Africa. I found it funny, but it makes sense though, because people don't want to be associated with.
This is what is needed, because in the end, what is killing us right now is the name called Somalia. I'm sorry, my guys. I'm Somali. We all Somalis. We all speak the same language.
But it's the fact, though.
We all have the same religion. But guys, we're killing ourselves right now. When I go out there and I'll be traveling lately, and people are happy seeing a well-educated man, well-dressed man with money, man with flow. But when they ask where I'm from, I'm kind of ashamed to say Somalia land, because I even not get to the land bit, they say Somalia and the eyes change. So people assume I was Sudani in Doha or Ethiopian, and let's keep that diaspora game up.
The association is always there.
Yeah, it is a nightmare, guys. So to our internal communities in Somaliland, our leaderships, we need to think about similar things like this. We need to consider this in the end. We need to consider a name change, because it's not good for who we are and what we are.
Back to the elections. It was beautiful. People were queuing up, sleeping overnight At the polling station.
I heard in Burao.
In Burao, yes.
First of all, let me explain
That's
to you.
how excited they were.
Every polling station has from each party 4 representatives. These 4 representatives will be changed in 12-hour shifts. Nobody will take off the eyes of the voting boxes. That's how safe and secure it is. All these other African countries where you have this corruptions going on, where governments hide the papers and duplicate them, all of this cannot happen.
It was a free and fair election.
Because we are one nation under one people, under one God, and we are very small communities. Everybody knows everybody. Nobody can, pardon my French, do some F each other. It's impossible. And I seen it the first time live. 17, I was not really hands-on. Some other family members was very hands-on. I just had the feedback. This time, I was hands-on everywhere. I had phone calls from every polling station in the country. Our network is widening now, you know? So especially Burao. Tell me about the Burao, your hometown, brother.
I was born in Burao.
I know. Tell me about your hometown. The people slept next to the polling station. I heard they slept outside the polling stations from the middle of the night.
And it's cold, you know, it's winter.
Winter time
It can get very cold in Somaliland during the winter compared to other African countries. And people sleep outside with a little blanket. And that's how excited they were. You know, people wanted to change. They wanted change, you know.
Yes, the economy been still standing for a while.
The economy was a bit stagnant. They just want...
The civil war in Lesotho didn't help us at all, because that money we spent on that war, we could easily spend internally on the nation, on the infrastructure, on healthcare. You know, there's a lot of work to be done in Somalia. The main thing is we really came across as a very stable and peaceful country, and we've proven ourselves again and again and again. True. And I would like to go to...
But it was a very tense election, because it was... between a diplomat, a veteran diplomat, and liberation hero.
Yes, SNM, a man who fought for this country like my father.
So people were really...
But again, my father was very upset, by the way. He's very upset.
Because your dad was one of the liberation...
yes, in the SNM time. But as you know, our country is 70% under 35. Very important number. People don't care about the civil war no more with Somalia. People cares who can take us forward, take us to the next stages, who can create economy and make it a freer place. Because right now, jobs are still based on who do you know and what do you know. True. Business opportunities are not based on your knowledge and skills in the banking system, where you can take a loan and you have organizations can microfinance you. These things don't exist in Somaliland. Everything is coming from, I'm from a wealthy family. My auntie can help me. My dad can help me. My dad is maybe a minister, can do something for me. Or my dad's bridges, or my dad's uncle, cousin. You know, like, that's how people get into the governmental and NGO work. I was not based on skills. And I believe, you know, I had a few meetings with Abdurrahman Era a few months ago. And seen the pictures, you know, thumbs up, thumbs up.
But by the way, you have to know, this is the president who's more lenient to Gorbachev. That's what they say. I don't know if that's true.
He is from Finland. He's from Western himself. Upbringing, well educated, and he gives you a chance. It doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah, that's true.
That's gives you a chance, and if you educate and you bring something to the table, it's good for his cause and the nation. True. That he's a team player. True. He's a great leader.
Gorbachev didn't have any chance the past 7 years. That's a fact.
It was tough for them. It was tough for them. But it was good for me. I learned. You know, sometimes the toughness makes it tougher.
That's true.
And patience brings good things. You know, the game plan is not overnight. The game plan is a long-term game plan that we're playing here, brother. We don't do baby steps. And again, you know, chess. You know, people have chess totally the wrong way. Chess is two opposites playing. True. You have a different mindset. I have a different mindset. But the game himself is equal. True. Every man gets the same piece, and the same piece can move the same things. Real life ain't like that. Real life has no equality. True. You know, I know certain people, the fathers and the mothers are government officials, especially father sides are ministers, whatever, and become ministers again, and they're being in a private households, being educated in private schools. They had opportunities that other people didn't have, you know? And what I learned is a learning curve. I've been home for 7 years, and I learned the hardest you could learn, and not being close to the government was actually a pleasure and was a blessing.
Yeah, for me as well. For me, observing from a distance.
Learning, building your own relationships, putting your own agenda and footprint down for yourself, because now we're ready. Now my network is ready. Our network is ready. Now our platforms are ready. Now we're in a stage of where we can actually bring something to the country in Wadani, you know?
We can provide to the country, what we can add.
Especially AKA Studio, you know, the work that we do, and a brother invested the money. There's another brother behind the scenes that's the attendant for us and all the work. It's a team of 4. It's just not 7, just my name is on it because I came with the ideas. But we're a unit here, and this unit wants to take this country forward and represent us in the best light that we can do, same as Wadani and same as this current government and all these new people who come into power, because I felt like the country was close to the international communities. You know, our current president, he was a bit harsh to the UN, to the European Union.
Sometimes that's a bit needed because it wakes them up a little bit.
Let me give you an example. That's a good one.
Wakes them up a little bit.
The European Union had a massive budget for us to work with infrastructure and to do other things. And EU, and they requested, you know, there's a little guy who works with them, Adnan. He was kind of involved with them. He should have advised them way better before he even brought them to Musa Bihi's table, because Musa Bihi don't tolerate shit, you know? He's a tough guy too, you know? So what happened is, to our current president, these Western communities came in and they had this idea, we're going to give you this 8 budget, but we need women's rights and we need same-sex rights, and we need churches. So women's rights exist in Somaliland. Women have a different role to the Western communities, but the women's rights exist here. Our mothers, our sisters, our mashallah, they're well blessed, and they all work and thrive. Yeah, they're all business ladies, you know, they're all doing things, you know. So that one was covered. Same-sex, subhanallah, it's not needed. You know, this is our nation. It's our nation. But where he made the biggest mistake is you know, same-sex and churches, you can connect that together. You know, he should not say, go, 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 and take your money. He should have said, guys, if you had, for example, a church opening, and Sundays you go there, you will attract radicalism. You will attract unrest in a country that's not built for things like this yet. Maybe in 20 years, there's a church for foreign workers, for NGO workers, whatever, they can live their religion. We have no issue with it, but you have to look at the people mindset, and then you open the door for terrorism to enter our nation. Is a nation a threat to our security and stability? Because Bosaso and Somalia and Puntland would not have this. So you should have really given it from a diplomacy approach. And Abdurrahman Arab would tell him this is something we cannot do today because of terrorism. Because of instability. We don't want to be a target. You guys go to the church, blow yourself up, or get blown up, and then we had taken a bad name. The Somalis did that. But you put the trigger in there because you built the church based on NGO money. So he told him, please keep your money.
Fueling radicalism,
Yes. We are an Islamic nation. You can see it on our flag. And we don't have enough Westerners living here and working here who are Christians that should have a church. You can do it in your own little chamber in an NGO. Nobody will talk about it. It's not our issue. What you live and how you live is up to you. But as a nation, we have to look out for our youth, for our agenda, for our interest. And I think Abdurrahman Arab would deal with it much better. He would do it in a diplomacy way where they don't feel type of way. They say, you're right. This way too early, and you still get your budgets. You know what I mean? And people tell them, "Hey, go out."
It requires diplomacy.
It does. So this new agenda is very good for us in the diplomacy that we are approaching now.
All in all, how did the people receive the outcome? Quite good.
Brother, things are moving.
And the international community, everyone congratulated.
Things are moving. We are...
The US, Djibouti, Ethiopia, all of them sent congratulations.
Moving. We are... Just to give a little preview for the next episode. The next episode will be crucial talks about recognition, how we are approaching it, who will approaching it. We, myself and my team, we play in a team in it. We've been well connected. We did the homework before. And I just don't want to say too much. God willing, let Abdurrahman Arab take the presidency. And there's more fire to come. It's just the start of this nation, I believe, with this new...
Like I said in the beginning, it's a dawn of a new era.
It's a dawn of a new era.
Turning point.
Things will change for us. And God willing, I hope you had a good understanding of what we're trying to explain to you. Please feel free in the comments. Ask us questions. We are here to interact with you guys. Ahmed, my man, thank you for being back in town. You know, there was something missing in episode 3, brother. You know.
Yeah, I was there with the second part of our guest, international guest.
Yes, part 1 was there.
Yeah, because they wanted to talk about their experiences in Somaliland. Yeah, because
in the end, you know, I really loved your impact, and I love the way you approach and talk to the guests as well. Sometimes I fumble enough, allow to forget myself where we was going
big
with the
things to
conversation.
come. Big things to come, inshallah. And see you guys on the next episode. Till then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Yes, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. See you soon. Please subscribe. The numbers are low. Share it to your friends. Send it to your people. Support the cause. The cause is to put Somaliland on the map. God bless you. Stay strong. We catch up soon.